Wagyu Gaming. Hey there broskis, hope you're all having a wonderful day. So Wagyu here and back with another Kingdom of Heroes Tactics War video. So today we're going to be talking about the Tower of Arrogance stage 80. But before we begin, just a few reminders for some of us who haven't started clearing Tower of Arrogance. So it will be 4 days left before the Tower of Arrogance will reset to stage 1. So everyone will be back to stage 1 and it will be worth clearing the Tower of Arrogance since it will be rewarding you with a Light and Dark Scroll at stage 100. So Light and Dark Scrolls are really hard to come by in this game, so it will be worth it trying to go away all the way to 100 for Tower of Arrogance, okay? So back to stage 80 broskis. So stage 80 will be all about the boss's mechanics. So the major tip here I can give you is to really understand the boss's mechanics. So to help you guys understand, let me explain to you what the boss will do. So before we begin with that, let's explain the stats of the boss at HP 36,000, attack at 4,400, defense at 1,300, and speed at 130. So not really high speed for this boss, really easy to outspeed her, and mobility at 2. Okay broski, so these are the boss's stats. So basic mechanics of the boss. She has 2 active skills, so Finish Off X and Blade of Hellfire X. So Burning Passion will heal her passively when she uses any of these skills. So we begin with Blade of Hellfire X since this is the first thing the boss will use on you, and she will only be using Finish Off when this skill is in cooldown. Okay broskis? So Blade of Hellfire X attacks nearby enemies and reduces its cooldown for every enemy hit. Okay broskis, so do take note of that. So what this means is if you have 3 units, because I think the cooldown of this skill will be 3 turns. So if you have 3 units around Ifrit and she uses this skill, so this skill basically has no cooldown. Okay broskis? And maybe that's one thing you can play around with, although this isn't what I did since I nuked the boss down and maybe kited it a little when I'll show you guys a video on what I did. But anyway, going back to this, that's one strategy you can do, that you put 3 units around Ifrit that can't be one hit and you just try to use that to your advantage. Since when she uses Finish Off X, this skill is basically a one-hit skill. As you can see, it inflicts a deadly blow to a target enemy. If the target is killed, it's not if, the target will be killed, you gain increased speed for 1 turn. Okay? So when she uses this skill, the unit she's aiming for will probably die. Except for the only unit I've seen survive this skill is Ekaterina. I've been experimenting around with a few lineups, although Ekaterina wasn't very effective in tanking this boss, since this boss will attack water units last since she is fire type. So yeah, do take note of this mechanic. So that's my main tip for this stage, and I'll show you guys what my lineup on how I cleared the stage. So this is my lineup, right, what did I use. So I'm sure you've already seen my Freya before in previous videos, and maybe the new ones here are Shax. So let's begin with Shax. So I'm using Shax. He's one of my favorite units. I like him for the way he looks, his design. I like his design. So yeah, that's why I built up Shax to level 70 and 6 star. So he's here for the continuous damage and alongside the reduced defense. So he's easily replaceable with other units that can do reduced damage and reduced defense and continuous damage. Okay. So an example would be Morgan. Yeah, I think Morgan also has those 2 skills in her kit. So yeah, if you don't have any of those units, then maybe look for a unit that has continuous damage and just try to kite the boss out. But yeah, that's why Shax is here, for continuous damage and decreased defense. Okay. So another unit I have here for continuous damage is Ifrit. So everyone will be familiar with Ifrit by now. She's one of the popular units in game. So as you can see here, she has continuous damage in her 3rd skill and she has continuous damage in her 1st skill. So my suggestion is putting Ifrit's accuracy at a higher than 50% to land the continuous damage more frequently. So yeah, basically the other stats don't matter right now for Ifrit unless you're going for PvP. It's only for accuracy for Tower of Arrogance. Okay broskis? So last but not the least, the main damage dealer I use for this lineup is Esperanza for the stage. So my Esperanza has changed quite a bit since the last time you guys saw her. So right now her crit rate is at 91%, although maintaining about the same damage. So The only thing I changed was this rune, and I just upgraded my 6-star charge rune attack percent to plus 15. Okay, so that's the difference that I did. So basically, that's my lineup, and I'll show you guys the stats that they did, so you guys will be familiar with, will understand more what I did with this stage. Let me explain to you guys. So, this is me. I just cleared it a few moments ago, and someone else cleared it too, about the same time as I did. So here are my stats. I cleared it with 10 turns left. So basically, Esperanza did most of the damage at 18.5k, almost 18, basically 18.6k, and followed by Freya at 12k, and then Shax at 9k more or less, and Ifrit is basically tied with Shax. Okay, broski, so these are my units, and this is how they contributed to the damage dealing of the boss. You can find out more information about this here when you click the details tab here at the upper right hand side of the screen. So basically, this shows you what kind of damage they did. So for Esperanza, she did crit damage, and Freya did continuous damage, Shax did continuous damage, and Ifrit did continuous damage and mix of general damage. Okay, broskis? So basically, that's my main tip for this stage. It's basically to understand the boss's mechanics. And there will be a video after this in order to show you guys what I did in order to clear the stage. Okay, broskis? Anyway, if you have any comments, please do leave them in the comment section below. I will gladly try and answer them as thorough as I can and as much as I can. Okay, broskis? So thank you so much for tuning in. Please do consider leaving a like if this video has helped you in any way, or subscribing to the channel if you want to see more of my content. I'll be covering this game more often now. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and see you in the next video.